Recorded live in beautiful Colorado, USA. Broadcast around the world. You're listening to the Quarterly Review Podcast. Produced by Three Angels Message Ministry. Your host is Tamara Rookdashel.
Welcome to the Quarterly Review Podcast produced by Three Angels Message Ministry. I am your host, Tamara Rookdashel, and today is Monday, July 29, 2019. This quarter is titled The Least of These. Today, we will be looking at the book of and prophecies of Amos. If you have the printed booklet, please follow along. Otherwise, I'll do my best to cover everything for those working, driving, or just focusing on the content of our broadcast while listening. Let us begin with the word of prayer. Precious Father in heaven, you are a God of passion. Your love for us, your long-suffering and enduring our pain until the appointed time when the controversy that began the war in heaven comes to a close here on earth, shows the depths of your fervent dedication. You give us chance after chance to turn from our ways. Some of us will heed your warning, but we are also told that the majority will not. Stubborn selfishness and the inability to see the terrible nature of sin by those that use it for their advantage will inevitably mean they will be destroyed along with evil at the day of your judgment. This is a powerful and unpleasant message, both to give and to receive. But it is given out of love. It is a warning, not just a threat. Help us to open our minds and our hearts to see the difference. Give us the discernment and wisdom to heed this message for ourselves and to deliver it to others with maximum effect, especially since that means it has to be delivered to some harshly and to others gently. We need you to guide our thoughts, words, actions, and reactions to the people you have placed in our lives as divine appointments. Yahweh, your might and majesty are breathtaking, but the most beautiful thing about you is that you are love. You are the greatest of all the gifts you have given man, and that you are the one who delivers these messages to the wayward and dying of the earth. Help us to understand the depths and dimensions of all that you are and have done, have commanded, and continue to wait upon us to obey until the restoration of all good things according to your original plan. Thank you for being the God that you are. Send us as emissaries in Yeshua's name. We praise you, love you, and thank you. Amen. If you do not have a printed quarterly booklet, we recommend writing down and looking up the Bible text in your own Bible, regardless of whether we read the entire text to you or only refer to it. It's also recommended that you write down your answers to the questions so that they inspire further thought, to inspire action, to inspire change in your life and the lives of those whom you have an impact. For your use, or if you lead out in a Bible study, we have made free PDF downloads of just the questions for each week available within our blog post. Monday, July 29th, Amos. Quote, I was neither a prophet nor the son of a prophet, but I was a shepherd, and I also took care of sycamore, fig trees. But the Lord took me from tending the flock and said to me, Go, prophesy to my people Israel. That's found in Amos chapter 7, verses 14-15 NIV. Amos was quite open in admitting his lack of qualifications for being a prophet, but as he presented his message to the Israelite nation, he shows an obvious ability to draw his hearers into what he wants to tell them. He begins on a popular note, listing off the surrounding nations, Syria, Philistia, Phoenicia, Edom, Ammon, and Moab, and detailing their crimes, outrages, and atrocities for which God will punish them. See Amos 1, verses 3 through Amos 2, verse 3. It is easy to imagine the Israelites applauding these indictments of their enemies, particularly as many of the crimes of these nations had been directed against the Israelites themselves. Then Amos moves a little closer to home, declaring God's judgment against the people of Judah, Israel's southern neighbors, in the now separated kingdoms. Speaking on behalf of God, Amos cites their rejection of God, their disobedience to his commands, and the punishments that would come to them. See Amos chapter 2, verses 4 and 5. Again, we can imagine the people in the northern kingdom applauding as Amos points out the wrongdoings of those around them. But then Amos turns on his audience. The rest of the book focuses on Israel's evil, idolatry, injustice, and repeated failures in the sight of God. I will read 4 sections from Amos. First, chapter 3, verses 9 through 11. Proclaim it on the palaces in Ashdod and on the palaces in the land of Egypt. Say, assemble yourselves on the hills of Shimron. See what great tumult is seething within it, how much oppression is being done there. For they don't know how to do right, says Adonai. They store up violence and robbery in their palaces. Therefore, here's what Adonai Elohim says. An enemy will surround the land. He will strip you of your strength and plunder your palaces. Next, I will read Amos chapter 4, verses 1 and 2. Listen, you lovely cows of Bashan, who live on Mount Shimron, who oppress the poor and grind down the needy, who say to their husbands, bring something to drink. Adonai Elohim has sworn by his holiness that your time is surely come. You will be dragged away with hooks, the last of you with fish hooks. Next, I will read chapter 5, verses 10 through 15. They hate anyone promoting justice at the city gate. They detest anyone who speaks the truth. Therefore, because you trample on the poor and extort from them levies of grain, although you have built houses or cut stone, you will not live in them. And though you have planted pleasant vineyards, you will not drink their wine. For I know how numerous are your crimes, and how outrageous your sins. Bullying the innocent, extorting ransoms, pushing the poor aside at the gate. At times, like these, a prudent person stays silent, for it is an evil time. Seek good and not evil, so that you will survive. Then Adonai Elohim Tzabayot will be with you, as you say he is. Hate evil, love good, and uphold justice at the gate. Maybe Adonai Elohim Tzabayot will take pity on the survivors of Joseph. And finally, Amos chapter 8, verses 4 through 6. Listen, you who swallow the needy and destroy the poor of the land. You say, when will Rosh Chodesh be over, so we can market our grain, and Shabbat, so we can sell wheat? You measure the grain in small ephah, but the silver in heavy shekels, fixing the scales so that you can cheat, buying the needy for money, and the poor for a pair of shoes, and sweeping up the refuse of wheat to sell. So what sins is Amos warning against? We've got violence, robbery, oppressing the poor and needy, injustice, deceit, extortion, and cheating. While Amos is not diplomatic in his language, and his warnings are those of doom, his message is seasoned with entreaties to turn back to their God. This will include a renewal of their sense of justice and care for the poor among them. But let justice roll on like a river, righteousness like a never-failing stream. Amos chapter 5, verse 24, NIV. The last few verses of Amos' prophecy point to a future restoration for God's people. See Amos chapter 9, verses 11 through 15. In their hour of deepest apostasy and greatest need, God's message to them was one of forgiveness and hope. That's found in Prophets and Kings, page 283. Are there times that we need to be prepared to speak harshly to correct wrong? And how do we discern when such language might be appropriate? We hope you enjoyed our review of today's quarterly lesson. Please visit us online to see what other services we offer and to become involved in the conversation within our forum. If you're also looking for groups in your area that are studying with us, we can provide information for you to contact them. If you're looking to find or purchase materials we reference in our podcast, videos, or PDFs, please visit us online at www.3am-ministry.org. We look forward to connecting with you online in the future and in God's kingdom.
Thank you for joining us today. To find out more about our ministry, listen to older podcasts, read additional articles, join our forum, access printable PDFs, or order your own published quarterly booklet, please visit us online at www.3am-ministry.org. Have a blessed and prosperous day.